hello, and welcome back to 53.5, an original hiking series where I, Thomas Kerr, hike all 50 of the 3,500 footers right here in the state of Maine. And today I am going to show you a peak that you've probably never heard of. I am at the end, or the parking area on Caribou Pond Road, which is a road from which you can access many of the main 4,000 footers. The Appalachian Trail crosses just ahead of where I am, so it's usually a pretty well used road for hikers. It is a logging road, dirt logging road, but after some storms we had last year, it got some damage to it. And you're probably wondering why on earth I have a bicycle next to me, because that is normally not a part of my videos. But with the uncertainty, as I go to these hard to get to mountains with sketchy logging roads, I decided mountain bike may be my best option for gaining access and having that peace of mind that I won't have to walk for countless miles when I'm not able to drive in. So I brought my bike today, and it's a good thing I did, because like I said, the storms did damage and there are quite a few washouts on the road. With like a pickup you could probably make it pretty far, but there is one very significant washout at a culvert that you cannot get over. Someone did kind of skirt around it, but definitely not recommended. I biked from where I parked. I parked less than a mile in on the road, and I biked up to this point, and I'm going to continue to bike and walk for a good ways from here. There is a pretty steady uphill right from the main road, so there's some good kind of long hills you have to go up. I didn't bike up all of them. Some of them I did, some of them I got off and walked. I'm just not in biking shape yet, but I am in hiking shape. So I am going to get to heading to this peak. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. You're going to have to find out later in the video, and keep watching. So thank you for tuning in today. Make sure to like the video if you do enjoy it, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, let's keep on going. There's a deer right up ahead of me. He's not sure what to do. Look at that leap. This is the Appalachian Trail crossing. So if you're here and you're planning to do the Crockers, maybe Crockers in Redington, you can take a right up here. That'll take you up the side of South Crocker. And if you're headed for Sugarloaf, albeit a kind of a long approach, but Sugarloaf is going to be right that way. And you can see right here is the AT sign, but I'm not going to be going either of those directions today. I'm going to continue straight. Well, this is the point where I'm going to leave my bike. I've been pretty much walking it this whole way for a while, just because it's just a constant uphill and it doesn't really make sense to bike it. But coming down, there's going to be, I'm going to have to get off for some of the washouts and the really snowy areas, but there'll be some good stretches that I can kind of just ride down without too much trouble. But the ground is starting to soften up and the snow is increasing, so I think at this point it doesn't really make sense to walk it any further, because I don't want to have to be walking it most of the way down as well. It's just a waste of energy. So I'm leaving it here. I'm going to walk from here. I'm going to get rid of these long sleeves because it is quite humid today, and honestly it's the best now that it's been the whole time, because I'm in the shade, and with all the snow there's like this cool air coming off the snow, so it's quite nice. But I still don't need this long sleeve on, so I'm going to take that off and I'm going to continue the rest of the way on foot. Looks like there's a waterfall down here that I didn't know about, so let's go check it out. That was a cool little quick side detour. I wasn't expecting. All the water is just flowing so fast with the snow melt that makes a pretty impressive little waterfall. So I am at a junction right here, and pretty much straight ahead through the woods there is Caribou Pond. But if you wanted to get there, you would go left here, and I may do that on the way back, depending on how things go. But I will actually be keeping right and going this way. This should be fun. That was something. I'm at yet another junction, and the Mystery Peak is actually over in the corner there. You might be able to see it. When I got here, I got an idea of different way I could go, and so anyway, I'm going to actually bear right up here, and you'll see why eventually. It is just such a nice day out, and thankfully all these open trails are pretty much snow-free, although not completely dry. There are those marshy areas. A good portion of them are quite nice and dry, so onward I go. You got cairn right here, which indicates, or is supposed to indicate, that you're turning right. Another cairn. Got to turn off this larger path onto this smaller one. Yeah, thankfully I can just keep on the right side of this, because the whole path is just water right now. Redington was my 8th main 4,000 footer and 8th 4,000 footer period, because I had not yet begun to climb any of the summits in New Hampshire. I was still new and young in my hiking journey of completing the 4,000 footers. I have really fond memories of this hike. So with this being right here, I kind of made the last minute decision to come up here as well, because it's been 3 years since I've been on the summit. So I decided to come up, tag good old Redington before I go to the Mystery Mountain. This is actually one of the few mountains that you will not find on anywhere on my YouTube channel until now. I didn't film this one because it was a long hike for me. I remember like doing the loop, because I did the Crockers as well as Redington. And doing the loop was like 12 miles, and that was probably the biggest day hike I had ever done, longest anyway. So it was a big deal, and it was like I had my camera and I took pictures, but I didn't really take much for videos. I remembered back from when I did it the first time that there was some herd path that went like in a seemingly pointless direction, and I was like, I wonder if that herd path goes toward where I need to go. Well, it does. It's very tight, and I don't know, it could just end after a couple hundred feet. But I figured it's worth a try anyway. I'm up on the ridge, like regardless I have to bushwhack, so I have done, the majority of my climbing at this point, and I'm gonna try to bushwhack over from here. It rained yesterday, so like all the spruce and fir trees are just like soaked when you're going through the woods. So it's going to be like taking a shower, which is why I will actually be putting my rain jacket on, despite being plenty warm. And I'm probably going to be really warm with that on, but it will be worth it not to be like completely soaked. It is also supposed to rain later this afternoon at like 2 p.m. I've got a couple hours until that happens. I'm hoping I can get kind of the hardest part out of the way before I hit rain. All right, I'm gonna put my big camera away and go into bushwhack mode. So I came from over there when I came up, but this is the herd path I was talking about. There's clearly been a path there at some point. For what purpose, I do not know, but for now, it's going the direction that I also need to go. So I will utilize it while I can. And it's definitely thick, like I said. It's not like it's open, super open, but I mean, could be worse. No idea what that's for. But here I go. Okay, unless I'm crazy, there's like the slightest hint of a herd path through here, and it's probably more likely that it's an actual herd path like that the moose take, just because I wouldn't think that there'd be enough people bushwhacking from Redington to create any kind of herd path, but who knows. Either way, I'm kind of following that and keeping my eye on the direction I'm going, but so far everything seems to be good. There's a big clear cut right here. Came out into this kind of cut trail, not for the purpose of hiking or anything. I'll take it because it's clear to walk through, What I don't love is this soft snow, but oh well. Through the trees, you can just barely see what is the summit I'm headed for. I've been fortunate with quite a bit of open woods, but down here is not so open. But hopefully I can just push through this and then I'll be into some better terrain, but we'll see. Ooh. Good news, I made it through the thick area pretty quick and it opened back up, so that's good. I can still faintly see the summit through the trees. It's still a ways off, but getting closer. I purposefully navigated over to this swamp because I've been going through a long stretch of snow-covered ground, and in some places been doing some decent post holes, so I was kind of tired of it, so I got over this swamp. I'm between half and 3/4 of the way from the summit of Redington to this other summit, but keep on going. Oh, there was water down there and I just completely submerged my foot. That's what I was trying not to do. Guys, I'm up on kind of the last ridge. I found a path. Again, it's clearly been cut at one point a long time ago. I mean, this stuff is covered in moss, but straight ahead of me I can see a clear path, so hopefully it takes me right up to the summit. Here we go. Keeps going. There's definitely a herd path here now. A little bit of a view out there. It's still pretty sunny despite the upcoming rain. I thought this was snow here, and I just caught it before I stepped in it that it was not snow. Welcome to the summit of a mountain you've probably never heard of. Redington Pond Range, Middle Peak, Maine 3,500 footers, number 25. I am officially halfway done with this list, and boy does that feel good. To be on the summit of this mountain feels especially good, as it's one of those longer bushwhacks, and I am just so excited that I made it up here. There is also, surprisingly, a view, so go check that out. But I am very excited to be up here. The earliest register in the can is from '95, and it says that was a register to replace the previous one. So it goes back further than that. But the most recent entry was on Christmas Eve last year. Someone was up here, which is quite surprising, but no one since then, which is not surprising. I am happy to be the first person of 2024 up on this summit. So let's go check out that view. There's no impending doom of rain yet, though I do see some dark clouds around. It's 1:37, so I don't think it's going to be raining at 2 o'clock, but there is one dark cloud there and there. There's quite a bit of blue sky though too, but we'll see what happens. The plan is, after I take a short snack break, I am going to bushwhack, not back the way I came, but I'm actually going to bushwhack straight down, and eventually I'll get to basically the old roads that I was following when I came in before I turned up and went to Redington. I'll get down to one of those, and then from there I'll be able to get back to my bike, and then once I'm back to my bike I can just cruise back to my car. So that's the plan. I'm at almost 11 miles right now, so I'll let you know how long it ends up being, but it's a long day. I mean, it's already a long day. So yeah, just gonna soak in this really nice view. The bridge is out. Might actually have to break out the trekking poles to get across here. We'll see. It actually looks easier down the other way. All right, that's the toughest stream crossing I have ever done. That was kind of sketchy, but thankfully that tree was down All right, I have closed the lollipop loop and yeah, right out there's Redington Pond Range Middle Peak. Some call it Middle Redington, and Redington is right up there on top of both of those. Made my way down, crossed, up, down. So from here I gotta get across this really swampy area. Maybe it'll be easier this time since my feet are already wet. Get back to my bike. Once I'm back to my bike, it will be a little tough going in the first part because I'll have to get on and off quite a bit. It wasn't like all just clear rideable stuff, but after a little while it will become much more rideable. So I'm looking forward to that part, and check back in a little bit. Here we go. It's bike time. Some other people came in here on bikes. Wow, I don't know if that's the bike people or not, but I can't believe they made it all the way in here with that thing. Braver than I am. Here I am, back at the car. Well, my friends, that is it for today's hike slash mountain biking adventure. It ended up being 20 miles and about 2,800 feet of elevation gain, so not super heavy on the climbing, but very heavy on the distance. So about 6 miles of that was on my bike and the rest was on foot. So whatever way you slice it, it was still a big day to be out, and I feel very good after it. I don't feel like I'm completely worn out, though I'm sure when I get home I'll be pretty tired, but this was awesome. I was super impressed with the views from the outlook on the summit of Middle Redington. That was a big surprise, and I'm super thankful for that. I'm also super thankful that it did not end up raining on me at all. It sprinkled for about 2 seconds and then stopped, and that was it. So I am glad for that. Also, there were no bugs on this hike, and now there's like a swarm of black flies around me, but during the hike, did not see hardly a single bug, which was a big bonus as well. Still a good amount of that rotting snow to contend with, but there was still plenty of dry trail, or not snow trail, not necessarily dry, but overall it was good. The bushwhack was not such that I was miserable during it, and overall I just had a really good day. So thank you so much for watching. If you like watching content like this, you should definitely subscribe, because I have a whole series which you can go back and watch if you have not seen the previous episodes, and I'm gonna continue to keep putting these episodes out, as well as other adventures that I'm up to. So make sure to subscribe, please like the video, it makes a big difference, and until next time, stay inspired, stay creative, and hey, I will see you in the next video. See you later.